Oh, you can't see my stuff. Hi. Hello, everyone. I wanted to pop on very quickly and just give you an update. There's been a lot of up and down on my channel over the last week. For those of you who are following the story, you know that I got a strike earlier this week for reposting another YouTuber's content. I'll talk more about that and what I did in a moment. But obviously, as you can see that I am back, and that means that my strike got removed. So when you get a strike on YouTube, you get 1 week off. You can't post live, can't post stories, can't post any videos. I woke up the other day to a phone call from my assistant saying, "Hey, your video is live. Your video is live right now. I thought you had a strike. Your video is live." And I was like, "Well, it shouldn't be live. I'm not allowed to post right now," which was incredibly stressful to me. Anyways, my strike was removed. So the first thing I want to do is just say thank you to all of you. Thank you to everyone who retweeted, who followed me on Instagram at Caitlin Victorious. You can search hashtag Better Sex Coach. I want to say thank you to everyone that retweeted, everyone that found me on Instagram, everyone that signed up for my email list, which you can do. There's a free guide in the in the description to this video. Free sex, 3 sex techniques to wow her. That is my free guide. You'll get on my email list if you sign up for that. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone here, and I want to say thank you to the YouTube powers that be. I'm glad that my channel got reinstated. Now, if you're curious why I got a strike, I will take you all the way back to the beginning of the story. About a week ago, I found that one of my colleagues, Nadia Bokody, many of you are also followers of her work. She's very similar to me, sex expert and female YouTuber who talks openly about sex, intimacy, relationships, etc. Her YouTube channel got taken down without warning. YouTube has a 3 strike policy, and her channel just one day was gone. I happened to notice this, reached out to her. We connected. YouTube said that she violated their community guidelines and that they removed her channel. Now they should, in my opinion, have given her multiple warnings and given her a chance to change her content if it was offensive. Now, I believe her when she says that she didn't post anything that was in violation of the community guidelines. Her channel is very similar in character and in content to my own. So yesterday, some of you may have caught it. Nadia and I got together. We did a Instagram live on her Instagram. You can find that again. Search for Caitlin Victorious X on Instagram, and you'll be able to find a link to the replay that she and I did together. You can find her on Instagram at Nadia Bokody, as it's spelled in the description of this video. And you can see the interview that we did together there, where we talked about sex and censorship. Now, for those of you that are wondering, how did I get a strike against my channel? Well, the reason that I got a strike is that in the midst of this conversation we were having about the application of the community guidelines and censorship, I decided to pull up some other YouTubers' content that I found to be potentially problematic. Now, I want to first of all say that I am not pro censorship in any capacity. I don't think that any of the information, any of the images that I shared on my YouTube story and on my Instagram should be censored. Largely, I believe that censorship is something that we should avoid as much as possible. And unless someone is posting content that harms, causes hurt unnecessarily, or threatens another person, and or is graphic or violent in nature, and that includes excessive sexual graphics that are meant for sexual to elicit sexual arousal. Let me put it that way. My Instagram is Caitlin Victorious. Hashtag Caitlin, so it's spelled the same, Caitlin Victorious X. So things that are meant to arouse sexual excitement and have no other purpose, I think, are fine to be taken off of YouTube. I have no problem with that. I believe, as a rule, that censorship should be a last resort. And I believe if it is going to be applied, we should be given warnings and have our offensive content taken down before we are censored. Now, I took thumbnails of other YouTubers' content that was in more violation, in my opinion, of the community guidelines than Nadia's content, and I put those on my YouTube stories. Well, the next thing I know, I got a notification from YouTube saying that I had a strike for posting offensive content, sexual content, and content that included nudity on my stories. Well, if you're following, the ironic thing is that I posted someone else's content. I posted content that YouTube had allowed on YouTube, a thumbnail that YouTube had allowed on YouTube onto my stories on YouTube. And YouTube found it offensive when it was in my stories, but not when that other YouTuber posted it himself on his channel. So it was okay for him to post it as a thumbnail, but it wasn't okay for me to post it on my stories. To me, that was very hypocritical. And when I appealed it, that's when they came down and they upheld the strike. So for a while there, I thought that I was not going to be able to post. And I actually thought my channel was at risk. And it still is at risk, to be honest with you. And that's why I'm asking every single person watching to please go into the description of this video. In it, there's a link, 3 sex techniques to wow her. If you sign up for that, not only do you get an amazing PDF that I put together that literally you will, I promise you have not seen these 3 sex techniques. I can guarantee you that. Go check them out. That's a gift to you. And you'll be on my email list so that if my channel does get shut down, which could happen at any minute, then I can stay in touch with you and at least let you know where I move to after YouTube. And I will be on Instagram, but my goal is really for me to stay on YouTube. I love on YouTube. I love being with you all. I love that I get the opportunity to just like pop on this live and start talking to you on a Friday evening. I absolutely will do that. Thank you. I will post my Instagram. It's at CAITLINVICTORIOUSX. So I love YouTube. I want to stay on YouTube. I love talking to you all. I love seeing you. I love seeing you in the comments of all my videos. We have like a community. Will you give me a thumbs up or put a hand emoji in the comments if you have left a comment on one of my YouTube videos? Because I feel like I see some of you, your names are familiar because we have a community. I see you regularly contributing and commenting. Robert, Eric, Seb, Seb with the dab. Seth, your guys, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you. And please give me a thumbs up too. Again, as you know, Joel, as I've said many times before, a thumbs up really helps. It lets YouTube know. And when I say thumbs up, I mean a like, um, not a comment. As much as I love and appreciate the comments, that helps us. All right. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support, and I do plan on staying on YouTube. And beyond that, I plan and I fully believe that YouTube is going to reinstate Nadia Bokody's channel. And I've had a lot of people ask me over the last week why I care. They said, "Isn't she your competitor? Aren't you glad she's gone? And now you can have her audience and you can own more of the sex advice market on YouTube." Maybe this is because I'm a coach. And so I spend all day, every day, kind of thinking about how to up level and make people's lives better and more fulfilling. But I do not see Nadia Bokody or any of the other coaches on YouTube, male, female, non-binary, no one, as my competition in a sense of there's only, so many eyeballs or only so many followers or subscribers or so many thumbs ups or likes to go around. I see them as my competition in the sense of like I'm inspired by what they do and they make me want to get better at what I'm doing because I want to compete with their content. Like I want my content to be as good as theirs. I want to appear as qualified and as clear in my communication and my screen presence, but I don't see them as competition in the sense of like if one of us loses, someone else wins. Like if Nadia loses, I lose. If Nadia's channel doesn't come back, I lose. And quite frankly, so do you. Everyone that's watching this, you lose if Nadia loses because her freedom to express herself and her ability to share quality sex ed content on YouTube, that's all of our freedom. That's our freedom to express ourselves. That's our freedom to speak openly. That's our freedom to talk about intimacy and sex, which, quite frankly, is something that all adults have in common. Like, I'm not here to pretend that there is something wrong or shameful about talking about sex. It's no more wrong or shameful than talking about food or sleep. They're all things that we all do, right? So if Nadia loses and if Nadia is taken off YouTube, guess what? I lose too, and I'm at risk. So is Shan Booty, Adina Rivers, Hannah Winton, Come Curious. So are some of the male coaches that I put in my Instagram story and my YouTube story. And I saved that Instagram story, by the way. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, well, long after it expires, at Caitlin Victorious on Instagram again. If Nadia loses, we all lose. So even though my channel's back for now, I'm not safe. I could get removed at any given minute, which is why it's so important that you sign up for the email. My email list, I swear to you, I'm not going to badger you with a bunch of emails. Yes, X at the end. Caitlin Victorious X at the end. It's like the headshot is me with like a rainbow and sunglasses. And I promise I'm going to post more sex ed content on Instagram to make it worth your while to go over there. But nowhere am I ever going to abuse you. Nowhere am I ever going to spam you, sell your information, send you things that I don't think are worthwhile. I hope that's obvious by now to anyone that's following me that that's not how I operate. I don't tout this very often, but before I became a YouTuber, I was a scientist. I was a professional researcher. I left my research post, I left my doctoral degree program to start a YouTube channel and to start coaching. And because I wanted to get this message directly to the public as much as possible. And it's really come to my attention over the last week that um, I perhaps don't flout those credentials enough because quite frankly, I don't think it matters that I have a master's degree. I don't think it matters that I went to Indiana University. I don't think it matters that I had a research gig and I was the assistant to the dean and I was, on track to get my doctoral degree by the age of 30. And I really think that it's nice to know. I think it's kind of like fluff. Do you guys need to know that I did a TEDx talk? Do you need to know that I presented at conferences all over the world on this subject? Do you need to know those things? Like, yeah, maybe you want to know those things. I forget even my own credentials sometimes. At one point, I had 10 letters behind my name. Like 10. It was Caitlin V MPHCPHCHES because I was obsessed with collecting all these credentials. Now I don't tout those, I don't float those so much, but unfortunately, that's one of the things that people really care about. They think that that is what qualifies you to teach or speak on your subject. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. It doesn't truly matter. The moral of the story is that I can have all the credentials that I want and I can still be censored. I can be a world class expert in my subject and my channel can be taken down any minute. I care about you. I care about your well being. I care about your expression. I care about your rights. I care about you not being censored by yourself and not saying what you want in bed and by your lover, by other people, the powers that be. I don't want you to be censored for any reason. I want you to be able to express yourself. I want Nadia to be able to express herself. Please make sure that you're following both of us on Instagram. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, a like before you leave. Again, for someone that talks about sex, we sometimes get shadow banned. My views are down 30% right now. So that's a lot. If you can see this, please share a video, share some content, talk about me to somebody, talk about my channel, talk about Nadia. Give me a thumbs up, share the video, write a comment. Thank you to everyone that's commenting. Thank you to everyone that comments. Like all these little things really, really help. And they mean a lot. And they boost me, they boost the channel. Pardon me. Every little piece helps. So every person watching, every person giving a thumbs up, every person leaving a comment, every person that's ever shared a video of mine. I know I talk about sex, and sometimes it's not like the easiest thing for you to share with your buddies and be like, hey, watch this great video I saw on lasting longer in bed. I know that that's not necessarily lunchtime conversation at your work. I get it. But anything that you can do and every little thing that you do is really helpful. So I just wanted to come on, share this celebration, say hi to y'all, encourage you to find me on Instagram or sign up for my email newsletter. You can also go to bettersexcoach.com. You can sign up for my email newsletter at bettersexcoach.com. Your support matters. You matter. Your pleasure, your eroticism, and your ability to have the sex life that you want, it all matters. And I'm going to continue to take a stand for that. And I'm going to continue to take a stand for Nadia until her channel is back. So until Nadia is returned to YouTube, the fight continues. Thank you for tuning in. You have my deepest love and my heart full of gratitude. Thank you, and I'll see you here soon.